the collective development that one is concerned about. No? Everybody is concerned about the development pace that is happening in India, and there are lot many schemes and, uh, announced by the political parties, the governments, and the way we find ourselves positioned against those. So the nature of work that I deal with, it is community development, finance, community development as such. In livelihood sector, I dealt with livelihoods for a good more than 10 years, and I worked across India, where wherein I found I I could always find solutions to whatever situations and circumstances I was in. So there was always a solution. So I was wondering why it is so very easy for me, and like say how how wonderful it would have been if everybody could find a solution to every situation. If I could find, anybody can find. Isn't that that an irony that I could find, and many people in the same sector working in the same way across India at other places with different projects are not able to find. And I dealt with lot many varieties of projects. Somewhere it was like installing the CSC Common Service Center in Meghalaya, where the terrain was so difficult that I had to install data card rather than broadband. And we also had had to install VSATs. I am not a computer engineer by profession. I don't have anything to do with technology as far as communication technology goes. But these are very common sense, right? Uh, Common sense as far as suppose the terrain is very difficult, then there is, and we are dealing with waves, right? Sound waves, electrical waves, and the positive and negative that we work with laptops and PCs, and all that is only positive and negative energy combinations of all that. And we have designed bytes to accommodate all our expressions and impressions and whatever we want to convey. That is all uh, that is to it, right? And that requires some communication medium, and it gets distracted when there are certain kind of uh, uh, let's say blockage in its path. Some some material it cannot pass through, right? So to take care of that, we had to install data card, and somehow we were able to work through that data card. Common services center are those wherein a remote place is connected to the central server at the capital city, and yeah, and the VSAT is the same way, like we intercept the 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 messages sent by satellites and all. The same way, it is a mini satellite, right? So not mini satellite, it is an interception point of any waves that is being sent from the satellite. So if something is sent to the satellite, it just sends it back, and we need to intercept that. So I didn't know this, but this is common knowledge, right? Common knowledge to think about and understand about energy and wave, and which is the solution which can deal with this are this, right? And I didn't know about many technicalities along with those data card and VSATs. So simple solutions. And recently also, I heard that HDFC Bank has been restricted about credit card, like say, sourcing new credit card customers. Why? Because of the power outage at some servers in of the HDFC Bank. They were not able to sustain power for 24 hours. That is why RBI has to intervene, and it has to restrict HDFC Bank from sourcing new credit customers. See, it is a distress for the the HDFC customers, right? And what solution is there if it is a circumstance of having like say consistent power supply, then why not install a solar battery out there? It would have solved the purpose, no? So this is just very small and simple solution. Why cannot people do that? So this is like say I can go on and on. There are small solutions to every problem, and because those are not undertaken, that is why people cry foul of having policy change and other things. Policy change is required, of course, but when a policy is framed, it is framed with certain understanding that people will interpret it in a certain way, and there will be other ways around it to take advantage of this policy. But what happens in the ground is there is a the interpretation of that policy becomes very difficult when it passes through the from the first person to the second level, from the central level to the state level. Then state level, there are various levels of hierarchy which again interprets the policy in their own way, and ultimately it becomes non implementable because of the interception level and the awareness that requires from the first level to the ultimate level. It takes even a huge amount of energy to explain it to people. So is there a way out? Like say somebody has to study all the policies and has to implement it, but at the end of it, everybody has got some mandate, right? So if we take advantage of those mandate, what mandate is the ultimate person, ultimate officer has? That mandate we should help him achieve. Then automatically, if we kind of uh, uh, befriend these ultimate officers who are in charge of achieving these small numbers, even a very remotely placed officer can help him achieve those, and that is how uh, we can actually build up at the next level and the next level to do the attain whatever goal we had. Like say here there is another thing is, and this is a way out. This is one way of working things. Now, how perception works out here is whether you allow the other person to have his or her way, or you will have the uh, you want to have the entire credit to yourself. There are two way outs, right? So the other from the both the way outs, it is your win in either case because you are in charge, and if you understand and if you help him, like say do it further, then it is ultimately your win also. So why to bother about anyways? People are bothered and they can't see the solution, but here is a change of perception that is required, and the habit to see things holistically. And the action point is huge, of course. Somebody would like to do it from his office and he won't want to budge, but it is your responsibility because if you are motivated, then you have to do your bit. whether the other person is doing it or not. So uh, it is a question of your attitude and action point. Your attitude decides the action point, right? And the entire thing is perception, habit, action, and attitude. Nothing less, nothing more, right? So this, all these things that is required, these are only the attributes of these four basic point. And these points, like say, it requires everybody to practice and everybody to implement and see solutions in their own space. That is all it is required when it comes to development. It is such a small thing, but again, this is what makes you anybody to see the solution and not the problem. And then what next? The next thing is when you achieve this achieve something which you have been looking for, it creates a lot of joy, right? Suppose you, and there has to be consistency also. Consistency factor is again a habit. Whether you are okay with just one achievement that you have got, or you want to achieve lot many more achievements like this, and so that you can build a case for the entire thing. Development is just not one step formula. It has to be consistently done, achieved, and with this people should get the result consistently. So it starts from a small thing. Like say, I wonder why people are not able to see the solution in their own space. Maybe many see the solution, but because of the consistency factor, they are not able to scale up to the next stage. So when you are inspired, you are happy with your achievement, and you are able to envision your the the bigger goal, then that is the clue, that is the trick, that you will come to the limelight, because not many people think the same way, but they start seeing those bigger goals, bigger visions with your vision, because they think that this is all they have to know before they come across you. If your goal is bigger, if your vision is bigger and more encompassing than whatever they have been thinking that till that time, then it helps them broaden their viewpoints as well, right? And that is how the movement happens. A wave of bigger developments happen. That is how. And it starts from a single person. So this is why and ultimately what happens, ultimately, whether there are whether you see or not, like say, it is very difficult, very easy to get dissuaded from whatever we are doing, because we evaluate ourselves along mm, the uh, parameters of other people, uh, how they measure your achievement and your success. But your parameters should be different from whatever they are thinking. Your parameters have to be very unique, and your consistency, your tenacity should make you a different person. And if you are not winning the local level recognition, you are um, winning by making a difference in somebody's life, right? Maybe it will be a big area where a lot of people, a number of people have been impacted by your work. Isn't that something very satisfying, something to live for, right? So that is what I deal with my uh, course of performance optimization. It gives you a way of uh, having your life distinguished from the rest of other people. And so I would like everybody to visit my mm, course, online course at leadingwithsangeeta.school.invanto.com and take a tour of this course to know what all you have to you can find out there. It may look like it is nothing new. Of course there is nothing new, but it has been packaged in a way so that it helps you with your perception, your action, your habit, and your attitude. So take a tour and get get back to me asking for further question. Thank you.